Hi, welcome to another video of GeoSpinach. Today we are reviewing the two probably best books to read in regards to the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. Both books are written by Tom Holland. The first book, Rubicon, The Triumph and the Tragedy of the Roman Republic, is a brilliant book that touches on the politics and the intrigues that happened within the last years of the Roman Republic and how it gradually died out. It pays massive attention to the civil wars and the politics behind each individual player. And Tom Holland is brilliant in giving attention to the character of each individual player of the history, something that many historians don't tend to do. So reading this book, you really apprehend and get a good understanding of the individuals as well as the field and the scenario. The other book, Dynasty, The Rise and the Fall of the House of Caesar, this analyzes each specific figure of the House of Caesar, starting from Octavianus, Augustinus, Caesarius, Julius Caesar, moving on to Caligula and so forth, and analyzing, for example, the children, how they grew up, how they were taught, how the Republic reacted to their reign, goes into details on how they lived, and also touches heavily on the society of the Roman people, how the Romans reacted to the gradual transition to tyranny without understanding that they live in tyranny or just completely neglecting the fact they were living in tyranny. Giving you a much more complication of the period. And it is a very complex period because it's so far from our times that it's really hard for us to truly apprehend the cultural understandings of the people of that period of time. And Tom Holland focuses really on that, truly understanding the individuals that made all of those decisions and not just some idiotic video makers that just ludicrous and humorous that period of their extremes, but actually understanding why they made each decision or not, covering even extreme instances, for example, the sexual attitudes of the people or the brutality of the people after the civil wars, or moving on to how the children, for example, how Caligula's was raised and so forth for each coming emperor. In general, my main issue of the book is the structure. I understand that that period of time to cover it is very complex and very hard to pass it to a general audience and for that general audience to truly understand it. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 for both books it applies. The first book is a bit harder and much more confusing than the second book, so I will give the first book a 6 and the second book an 8, but the one is the continuation of the other. And of course the collapse of the Roman Republic is even much more complex period for someone to understand. I'm giving the credit, the benefit of the doubt to Tom Holland because it's really hard to write a history of that period. Like, I'm not specialized in that period. I'm specialized in more modern history and especially Russia and Germany. I'm also just reading on the side ancient history. And for people that know the kind of the period of the time but aren't so specialized, the structure and the narrative is pretty okay, but for a general audience a bit harder. Nonetheless, you get accustomed to it. The depth and the accuracy is marvelous. Now, the only reason I'm not giving it a 10, and I'm not giving it a 10 as well for the quality of the work and specifically how much I liked it, is the complete lack of touching of the military matters of the Republic. And I understand that probably Tom Holland wanted to avoid this because the majority of military historians or historians that study that period study specifically the military history of the period and how the legions fought. And Tom Holland just goes away from it and focuses on what actually happened in the Republic and in the Empire. So this was done purposely, in my opinion, so it's not something negative. It just personally, I was expecting a bit more analysis on the specific battles, how they were trained, and just go a bit deeper as he has done so. Except if he does eventually release a book specifically about the aristocracy of the Roman peoples, the Equidae, and how they govern their armies and take legion by legion and tracks their movements and their specific battles and how they fought in those battles. So if he does a book like that, that would be brilliant. So if Tom Holland ever sees this, please make a video like this. You're probably the best Roman historian out there, so I'm expecting you to make this. Now, the narration is 9 out of 10, especially the narration coming out of Tom Holland himself. He gives emphasis where emphasis is due. The text is not going really fast and so forth. So in general, it's an 8.2. A very well made books. So if you want to understand the rise, the fall of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire and the House of Caesar, well, this is the book for you. These are the books for you. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and good night.